Hey Geometry, we have two problems that if we had class I would go over, but because we did go over it and I kind of have to test the thing, I just want to do it as a video before you take the test. So I recommend watching this before you take the test. If you already watched the test, then this will help you to check your answer if you wish. All right, the first one is to find um, the area of a triangle. Well, let's say you got 6, and let's say this is a 35 degrees. Okay, so if you want to find the area of this triangle, you're going to need the base and the height, because you got to remember base, height, 1/2 base times height equals the area. So you need to find the base and the height. Now it's kind of hard because usually you see a dotted line, but because this is a right angle or a right triangle overall, the two legs will be your base and height. Doesn't matter which one you call base, which one you call height. Doesn't matter if it's rotated like this, or upside down, I guess. But overall, it will be your base and it will be your height. So your two legs are going to be your base or height. Now my issue is right now I don't have, maybe I have a base right here, which is 6, but I don't have a height. So I need to do something. And luckily we did our whole chapter is about trigonometry. So we're going to do a little bit of trigonometry. So this one's the opposite and this one's adjacent. So I use trusty SOHCAHTOA, so TOA is tan. So it's going to be tangent. I actually have to agree. Oh, and I forgot. This is the angle I'm using. So tangent of 35 degrees equals opposite, which is, I don't know what it is, so I'll just call it x, over adjacent, which is 6. So I'm going to times 6 on both sides. Cross that out. And now I'm going to type it to my calculator, 6 times tan 35. And that answer is x equals 4.201. So I'm just going to put 4.2. So my opposite here is 4.2. So I have I'll call this the height, and I call this the base. So I do 1/2 times 4.2 times 6 equals my area. 1/2 of 6 is 3. 3 times 4.2 is going to be 12.6. So your area is 12.6. So I just want to go over an area problem. I have given you as homework. I think I labeled them as for funds. And some of you might remember them if you did them or not. But I never actually took a time to do it in class, so that's why I want to do that now. My second question I want to go over is a word problem. I went over those in detail during the, I think it was APEC. So I imagine about a quarter to half of you didn't see it. So let me make a example one and we'll do it together. All right, this is going to be the made up word problem I literally just made up. 16. And I'll type this in the YouTube description. So if you can't read this right now, just scroll down to the YouTube description. A 16-foot tree casts a shadow with an angle of 21 degrees. Typically, it should say angle of elevation. I'll fix that in the description. How long is the shadow? So let me do my masterful art. And we're going to assume the tree is standing up straight. So from the earth, it's standing up straight. So that's going to be a right angle. It kind of has to be a right angle so we could figure it out, okay? So I don't know why I'm adding so much detail to my tree, but whatever. So this is my tree. And we said it was 16 feet tall, so that's 16 feet. And it's casting the shadow. It's casting a shadow. The sun's up here, I guess. So it's casting a shadow. And we know the angle of elevation of the shadow is 21 degrees down here. I want to figure out how far the shadow casts, or how long it is. So I want to find x, because I want to see how long the shadow is for the tree, according to the sun, and all that. All right, well, look at that. I just made myself a right triangle. And you know what's great about right triangles? I could use trigonometry for it. So let's do it. SOHCAHTOA. Oh, before, this is the opposite. This is adjacent. So now I use SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. So TOA uses opposite and adjacent. So tan of 21 degrees, I actually know the angle, equals TOA, so opposite 16 over adjacent x. So I'm going to have to times x on both sides. And you should feel familiar with the process. You did it for homework, and we've done a bunch of practice before the break, or before the, the in schooling. Then I'm going to divide tan 21 on both sides. And then I can cross that out. So then I'm left with x equals 16 tan 21. Tan 21 degrees. And that ends up equaling 41.68. So I'm just going to do 41.7. So 41.7 feet. So it's casting quite a long shadow. And that kind of makes sense since this angle's small. And I just want to do a little logical piece of it. Since this angle's small, this angle, if this angle's 21 degrees, this angle over here should be 21 minus 90, 80, 70, 69 degrees. And remember, the bigger the angle, the bigger the opposite side. So it makes sense that this side should be a little bigger. That's a little mental math check you could do. There's my practice problem. A little bit of art right there. Otherwise, yeah, the rest of the test should be doable. Part of it is multiple choice. Part of it is open-ended. The open-ended sections, please show your work. For the multiple choices, okay, if you select it. If you print it out, and if you can print it out, I would recommend it. Some of you guys, somebody mentioned they don't have a calculator. Try to use Google. Just make sure, sometimes they say radians. Just click DEG on the top left when you pull out the calculator. Otherwise, try your best. Give it an honest try. 40 minutes, 60 minutes if you have extra time, that's fine. But try your best to sit down in a quiet place and practice, okay? Have a wonderful night. Stay clean and keep your social distancing.